Today's question is all about rapidly eliminating phobias. So I'll read the question. Fritz, I have a client with a fear of being trapped, locked in, unable to leave, very similar to claustrophobia. My client is worried about being trapped under a house, for example. And so any strategies and therapeutic suggestion is welcome. So this is a great question, and a lot of hypnotherapists and colleagues will probably suggest to you to use a fast phobia NLP cure, or maybe regress to root cause, maybe collapse some anchors, maybe tell you about one dude's protocol that is on YouTube here, and follow the step-by-step process, and that will eliminate the phobia. While that can actually be true, and maybe a fast phobia cure could really help your client get away from being trapped, let me try to level you up a little bit and think a bit differently so that you can affect your client's lives more profoundly than just eliminating this fear of being trapped. And so sure, you can use those. I actually don't suggest using any techniques because out of all the things that I name, say you try two or three with your client and it doesn't work, what are you going to do? And how are you going to feel? And how's your client going to feel? Right. And so when we use techniques, some techniques just don't work for all clients. We have had this, right? We have had a session with a client and maybe it goes okay, but deep down we're like, I don't really know if it worked. I don't really know if my client got the result. I don't know if, and even the client is unsure when you ask them. And so, this has nothing to do with your skill. This has nothing to do with the client being resistant or not wanting to change. That's not it. It actually just has to do with maybe those techniques just don't work for your client's unique brain. And first of all, the fear of being trapped, claustrophobia, what is that? That is a symptom, right? And so when you use a technique like a fast phobia cure, it is treating the symptom. And sure, that symptom will go away, which the client paid you for potentially, right? But again, if you want next level wizardly results, if you're here on this channel, this is what we aim to do to improve client outcomes and not only just affect the symptom level problem, but their whole life too. If you want this, then keep listening, because what I suggest my students to do inside the hypnotic questioning course is really dig into investigating that feeling of being trapped. So in your question here, you said that the client has this feeling of being trapped, locked in, unable to leave. So there is something that is causing this client to feel trapped, right? What is that, right? And so when we think about our problems and our issues, they're all interconnected. Nothing is ever separate. This fear of being trapped is just one thing that is manifesting in their life at that present moment that has so much juice and root that is most likely affecting other areas of their life, and they're not even just thinking about it, or they don't even realize it, right? So that feeling of being trapped, where else in his life does he feel trapped other than this perceived feeling of being under house, right? I can bet you that if you ask a client and they actually really explore that with you, they are also feeling that in other areas of our lives. The way we do one thing is the way we do everything. The way we experience our problems holds hands with other areas of our lives with similar issues, right? And so when we take that concept and instead of focusing on the fear of being trapped in an enclosed space, for example, under a house or a basement or wherever it is, focus on that feeling of being trapped instead and investigate that through asking questions that are hypnotic in nature by asking very unconscious questions. And so when you do that, when you ask your clients questions about their actual fear, you will uncover the actual root of the problem. That is what we do as hypnotists. It's not just about reading from a piece of paper and doing a step-by-step process that some dude made, decades and decades ago. it is about helping our clients to really see where that is coming from. Now, this is not going to work for all clients. This is not going to work for every hypnotherapist. Again, this is only for hypnotherapists who do want to level up, for clients who want a transformation. So if it's just like a little thing that your client wants because they have maybe a job that they need to do, they just need to rip the band-aid, then sure, the protocols that I mentioned earlier are going to work. But if your client is truly seeing this play out, this feeling of being trapped play out in other areas of their life, like what is it? Do they feel trapped in a relationship? Do they feel trapped with a relationship with their partner, or maybe their parents, or whatever it is, right? Their kids. What is it? Do they feel trapped in their workplace, right? Do they feel trapped in terms of money? That theme is going to be seen in other areas of the client's lives. And right now it's just manifesting through the fear of claustrophobia in small places, right? If you know how to look and where to look. This is such a common thing that we have inside our hypnotic questioning sessions. Something like this, like procrastination in work, gets really deep into some conflicting relationship issues that they haven't addressed in decades. And so again, if you want really deep results for your clients, investigate the problem, which if you want more information about that, definitely give this channel a follow or comment investigation for an intro course at no cost to help you do this. But at the same time, if it's just a quick thing for a client, then you can look up the typical stuff that other people do, which is a fast phobia cure. You could regress to the root cause, which will only give like a band-aid type result. And if you want more, then definitely follow up. And the thing is, this is just one of your clients, right? This is just one phobia client. If maybe it is a bigger seeming phobia that is actually taking over clients' lives, just doing a band-aid approach isn't going to work, because then that causes you to have more and more sessions with your clients. That's why the students of the hypnotic questioning course absolutely love the method so much, because it is so versatile. And not only are they helping the clients with the symptom problem, they also help with the really deep issues. So again, to summarize, if you want to help a client to feel untrapped, a quick claustrophobia type cure, and you don't care about getting to the deep root, the client doesn't care to go into the deep root, they just want it right away because there's a quick thing that they want to do, then go through maybe the typical fast phobia. I'm sure you can Google it and or maybe YouTube it. There is going to be a few suggestions there. Maybe a regression to the root. Or if you want really deep results that actually transform your client's whole identity and personality, then keep following, because this is what this page is all about. If you have any questions at all, let me know and I will see you around.